going on, Legion? As you're here, like always. And yeah, man, we got some. I think this is the first time I've ever done like anything that said Worldstar on it. I am white. Hi. And yeah, so I don't really go into like. I don't know. Some people are like, I'm really scared whenever someone yells Worldstar in the background. And that was a non-white person saying that, a black person, obviously. And I go, oh, I kind of thought this was a popular website. Maybe not. Or maybe some people just don't want to like randomly hear that and then get sucker punched. That would kind of suck, I guess. But yeah, I've kind of not really intruded, I think, in this genre. I don't need to watch videos as if I'm making fun of any groups or anything like that. I would do the same thing if it was something involving Muslims, Hispanics, Japanese, whatever. Rice Star? Is that racist? I don't know. Yeah, so we got some Nick Cannon stuff here. Big fan. Well, okay, let me use the word fan lightly. I liked growing up watching Wild 'N Out. I thought he was the best part of America's Got Talent. Maybe that was a little just too mainstream for him for a lot of people. Maybe that's why he said what he said when he was doing stand-up. Maybe that's why he got fired. And maybe that's why he, what I've heard, took a shot at Eminem in this, which is, I guess, one of the reasons why I'm checking it out. That, and because of this, everyone and their mother is a reactor, is now doing the old BET Cypher stuff, the freestyle stuff, the campaign song. Everybody's going back and checking out Eminem now and reactions, and I actually might do the same. I didn't do reactions back when a lot of that stuff came out, and I haven't seen it in years, and I would love to revisit it with the community that I've created here on YouTube. So, yeah, let's just get into Nick and whatever else he's fucking doing, man. I mean, shit. Let's go. Let's get into it. Check it out. See what it's all about. Let's hope it's good. Let's hope it's good. Let's hope the video starts. Thank you.
You only got 24 hours to live, my man. Do what you got to do.
I've always liked Nick as just kind of a dude. I mean, that was all whatever was. If you can laugh and smile, man, it's a big difference from the normal hip-hop and the rap that we see. It's very serious. Wild 'N Out.
Tell Bill Gates it might go off and rob all his hard cash till his Microsoft. Then I probably split it and give it out to my whole fam. My mother get the most, second be my old man. Busting every girl I fuck, I'm doing things so my son last 24, he could do the same.
If I had 24 hours to live, what would I do first? Probably kidnap Hov just to do a verse. Cause I know I'll be next. I get the publishing to my son so he can get the royalty checks, then call smack. We can talk like men supposed to. I squash shit, then I battle free for the culture. Then run in Madison Square Garden with a snub and a Glock. Phil Jackson give my little brother a shot. Rob a bank for the hood. I got love for the block. And my next plan where I love my mother a lot. So I'm at the White House, you know, looking for Obama. I don't want no drama, just need a cure for my mama. Then I'm out with no hesitation. All the racist cops we be facing, tell them I'm at the station. Darren Wilson, the one who killed Mike Brown. Knock, knock, guess what? I'm at his crib right now. Snatch him up, then I might attack him for the power. I don't even kill him, just smack him for an hour. With the 9, I get us some boar. Ray John, lead a scene with the hoodie on for Trayvon. I'm St. Louis, but LA love me like Tavon. I'm too cool, Easy E with the shades on. Yeah, and I'ma die in this song, so I'ma hijack.
A lot of references to everything else.
I got 24 hours to live, I better dip. Protest in Madison Square Garden for better Knicks. Tell James Dolan like, yo, we need better picks. And turn this old hoe I know to a better chick. Park the Benz, then I spin a block in a Regal. Knock on Obama door like, bro, we need you.
No, don't.
We acting evil. Climb that fake wall that Trump built for the people. You know what? Never mind that. Don't rewind that. Spend too much time on dude. Can't get that time back. Take a blunt to the face and get my head blown. Running Radio Shack, still incredible headphones. Turn them up loud. Yeah, I turn them up loud. Running my mama crib, then throw her 100,000. Then write her a check for $1 million. That's how I'm feeling. Like, mama, why stay in the crib when you own a building? And then spend a few hours in an orphanage and donate my life savings to some orphan kids. Then do 160 on a one-way and spend my last $5 in Subway. Matter of fact, this gonna be murder. Yeah, I'm vegan, but my last 2 hours I need a burger. Bag a bad bitch to give me head while I pray. It's crazy. I told you my whole life in a day. 24 hours to live.
That was pretty good, man.
Get a tattoo on my forehead that says fuck Lupus, Common ARs and Chris Beckers for all of my shooters. Run up in the NRA, yelling nigga recruiters. Get all my wildin' out girls to take over Hooters. Yo, fuck fried chicken, vegan gourmet noodles around noon. I'ma really show them 12 o'clock. Last lunch with my disciples, did they sell me out? Cause Judas can't guys wearing blue neighborhood crips, though your C's high for me. SA homies represent Thamos Aki. Think of donating all my jewelry to Mozambique. See, it was theirs to begin with, black, and that's facts. Europeans stole they diamonds, they lying, they find that. So even if I sold my old gold rollie, can't get that time back. Only couple hours left to live, and shit, if this shit get whack, I can't rewind that. So if I fuck up on this track, a nigga gotta keep spitting. And fuck up all you niggas think my shit is ghost written. You think you hot, that little nigga step up in the kitchen, you gon' leave starving but naked with less of your bitches. It's the last supper, you niggas looking like dinner. Oh nigga, and I'm getting thinner and thinner. Never thought I'd be a killer, but this world made me a sinner. So before the night is finished, I'ma say the same shit like a synonym. Twice niggas, slice niggas, coming off the rack, spice niggas, you sinner man. Gingerbread bitches, how you chewing your fingers, man. Next, and I'ma inject this insulin in the George Zimmer, man. Buy a trade bonds, murder weapon back from him, and shoot that nigga live on Twitter, man. Goddamn, someone must have put that venom in my Ritalin, cause in the middle of killing him, I can feel my ADD kicking in. My mind is a time bomb, and the shit won't quit ticking, man. Ticking, man. Born again Christian, but right now I ain't feeling them. They such a contradiction, converting to Islam. Turban, they wanna brim my light, they wanna dim my mic, they wanna trim Kanye, they wanna kill. Might have to sacrifice to go. Yo, yeah, you heard of my murder and Eminem. They gon' be like, oh shit, you heard what he did to Slim? Pissing all the white people off like that white face shit again. I mean, what I gotta lose? Couple hours left, run up in the Trump Towers and firing all the chefs. Cause the boys need feeding us, got us dying and leading to slow death. And with my last breaths, I'm wishing on my bitches a last happy anniversary. Take my last 100 million, build a children's hospital nursery. Last thing before they bring the hearse for me, I'ma tell them pull over and go to the studio purposely, so I can give all you new rappers a verse for me. Oh yeah, fuck my bad, I'm a good dad, so to let y'all know how much my kids is worth to me, I'ma go school shopping and buy Howard University.
That's more than 24 hours, nigga. We did all that in 24 hours.
Incredible game.
That guy always reminds me of Jay Farrell.
Had a week to live, nigga. What you talking about?
That was 200 bars. Nigga, that was 48 hours.
I didn't know your shit was that long.
That was 48 hours.
Nah.
And you pussy. As soon as he talked about Eminem, you did not get in there. I was right. I'm ready to ride, nigga. What you trying to do, pussy? I knock you out on camera right now. You sweet. You a pinata. I should knock fucking candy out your skull, you bitch.
Oh shit! This guy right here said something, and it's actually, hold on. Let me see if I can actually find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. He said something. Because there's some I thought about, but where is it? Oh, maybe it was him.
Probably kidnap Hove just to do a verse. Cause I know I'll be next. I get the publishing to my son so he can get the royalty checks. Then call smack. We can talk like men supposed to. I squash it, then I battle free for the culture. Then run in Madison Square Garden with a snub and a Glock. Phil Jackson, give my little brother a shot. Rob a bank for the hood. I got love for the block.
Maybe it wasn't him.
My next plan where I love my mother a lot. So I'm at the White House, you know, looking for Obama. I don't want no drama, just need a cure for my mama. Then I'm out with no hesitation. All the racist cops we be facing, tell them I'm at the station. Darren Wilson, the one who killed Mike Brown. Now
Yeah,
guess
right.
what? I'm at his crib right now.
I mean, yeah, it was that guy. Okay. I think it was him. Oh, that's where it was, right there. What he said, what that reminded me of, when he said the Rihanna Nicki, Rihanna Minaj and Nicki, that reminded me of, what was it, the Eminem Part 2 BET Cypher from 2011, where the guy was like, "Hi Rihanna," I believe he was one of the Slaughterhouse guys, right? And then he's made a big thing about Rihanna and him being Rihanna and Nicki being together, and that's what I've noticed a lot about a lot of the people here and that did all this, which there was a lot of references to a lot of other things, whether it was the Eazy-E thing, bringing up just other stuff. There was a lot of just, there wasn't a lot of wordplay per se, as far as just general words. At least that's my opinion. It's for some of them, not all of them, and not the whole thing for all of them. So each one of them, I think, had a very good a good part in their overall whatever you want to call it, their rap, their track, whatever they laid down. They had oh my god, that was loud. They had a good, I think, overall, or they had a, Jesus, somebody's yelling over there, it just threw me off. They had, crazy white people, man, just shut up. They all had a pretty good, I think, set, but in the whole set, they had, I think, what was the real good part, where, you know, talking about racist cops being in the precinct, whatever the line was, and that was a good line, I believe. That was good, but the overall thing was just okay. I felt like a lot of people had a lot of references to whether it was Jay-Z, Trayvon, this or that, the other thing, and there wasn't just a lot of words, just general words with no meaning to them, like a word, like a name, that Trayvon Martin, that has a whole story behind it. So you could bring that up and you have an infinite amount of stuff to rap about, talking about shooting somebody, live streaming on Twitter, whatever. But when you mix words like the, is, and just general conversation words, I think that is where, like, I don't want to really get into Eminem a whole lot, but that's just the craziness that he does. He raps with a lot of weird stuff, and a lot of, like that BET cipher when he's talking about Casey Anthony and the baby's taking elbows to the penis. He mentions Casey Anthony, and then he goes on a whole thing about murdering children, pretty much, babies. And, you know, they're taking elbows to the penis. That was a whole thing. Every other word was Trayvon, Jay-Z, this or that. And again, they had their own segments, I think, that were just really good. But the overall set they put down, I think, had a lot of just every other word rhymed kind of thing. Maybe not literally, but that's kind of what I felt like. As far as Nick goes, I would say that if somebody else took the thing that Nick wrote right there, I don't know if it was supposed to be freestyle or not. I don't think it was. Whatever Nick, I don't mean M, whatever Nick just wrote there, or whatever that verse that he just put down, I think that if somebody else were to say it, it would have sounded good. That's my personal opinion. He took he took a jab at Eminem. So let's just say if Eminem would have done that verse, that whole little spit lickety quickety thing that he was doing right there, 8 Mile reference, he would have made it sound, I think, a billion times better, hands down. I think what Nick wrote was pretty good. I kind of thought that, I was like, oh, okay, I see some talent in the writing. I'm not a big follower of Nick anymore, so I don't know if he's been doing this a while. I don't know if his stuff in the past has been like really, bad, or if this was just, if he had something really good and this is maybe not so good. I don't have any reference to what Nick Cannon has done. I mean, honestly, I think it'd be really funny if he did like a freestyle to like the drumline beat. That's just me. I know he doesn't want to hear that. I know he doesn't want that being brought back into his life. But when you try to distance yourself from something so much, people just associate you with that even more. So you just pull out the drumline, you get it, you do it, you kill it, and then nobody ever talks about drumline again. I like the references he made to Wildin' Out. I didn't realize that they were wearing Wildin' Out shirts at first. I picked it up pretty quick. I don't know if that's a big thing they're doing. Again, I don't watch or do. I'm not participating in anything that he's doing out there in the world. So I don't know if Wildin' Out is just this company, this brand that he's like bringing back, or that he's putting in the focal point for everyone to see, or is Wildin' Out was always just kind of like a term. Excuse me. And I don't know if he really came out with the Wildin' Out term or if he just made it popular. So feel free to correct me down below. So it's like some of the stuff that Nick said, Wildin' Out taking over here, is funny. We'll get to the M thing, I think, last. The whole white face thing that he did. That was kind of the moment where I was like, oh, you got to be like that kind of prick. Like, this isn't like Jennifer Hudson or whoever that chick was, that stupid white girl that went to a Halloween party like a year or two ago as one of the Orange is the New Black characters. Orange is the new black character, and she was like in brown face, pretty much. I don't want to get like so into the racial differences between white people and black people. I don't really think there's a whole lot. there's like where you've grown up and what you make yourself from your circumstances, and that's really where everything spawns from, right? That's where the differences are. I think essentially your childhood and where it is you grew up as a child. There's guerrilla soldiers that are children over there, child soldiers, whether that would be part of Africa or the Middle East, and those people live their own lives. So, white person growing up in one area, black person growing up in another area. It's like, does it play a huge part when we live in such a modern world and such a first world country, which it doesn't maybe seem like a first world country now with the recession and just the kind of the debt we were going through, cop shootings and crazy snipers taking revenge on cops that in Houston that did nothing wrong and had some of the biggest approval ratings. I think they even came out and said they have the #1 approval rating with all races in that area, white, black, and everything else in between. And this was a guy that was just fed up and shot innocent people. No different than that piece of shit cop. But as a white person, I don't know if the black community knows this or not, there is no white community. Now, if you're like, oh man, but the rich people, that community is green. As a white person, there is no rich white person that's ever helped me out because all they see is green. So let's just stomp that out real quick. There is no white community. We don't just sit around one big Thanksgiving, table with all the white meat and the plain flavored and the non-good stuffing and mashed potatoes with no gravy. We don't just sit around here going, you know what? Let's get some of those really fucked up right-wing neo-Nazi fuckers and let's put them in the cop forces. Let's put them in law enforcement today. Let's do this. They mentioned some stuff on Trump. That's a train wreck and a loaded question. I'm not going to really get into it. I don't care. Trump is Trump. I think, maybe some of you might reference the fact that I said no, we didn't when they said they're looking for Obama. Guy did a mediocre job. He will not be remembered as the greatest, one of the greatest, top 30 greatest presidents ever. He just won't be. He didn't do a whole lot, and that's all communities saying that, not just white people. He will be remembered as the first black president, and that really I think will be it. And then he may be he also I think will be known for being one of the most hated presidents from the Republican side, I think as well, at least modern president. So that's kind of where I was going for. President Obama did nothing for me. He didn't help the recession. He didn't stop me from not having a home to live in, and not having any money and not having food during the recession. He didn't fix the recession. He didn't cause the recession, but his promises didn't do anything to help. So that's where I look at Obama. He wasn't bad. He sure as hell wasn't good, and he didn't really help. But back to the whole, community thing. There is no white community, and I was not born in the 60s. If I had, I don't think I would have participated in any hate crimes or lynchings. I sure as hell wasn't a part of the slavery era, nor did I agree with it. So the whole thing where, white people did this in the past, so it should be okay to do this now, right? Doesn't fly with me. Because I have never done a grievance to somebody that wasn't white before. I've never slighted them. I've never crossed the street. Motherfucker, you shouldn't be walking the same side of the street as me. Anyways, not because you're a different color than me. It's because I'm walking with traffic and you are not. Fuck over there, man. So people don't have to see you as they walk. Or me. I've never been, maybe as a younger person, I didn't care about walking against traffic, but as I'm getting an older curmudgeon man, it's like, motherfucker, this is my side of the street. This is our side of the street because the traffic is going that way. And we don't need somebody on a bicycle hitting a rock and driving straight into your car. That's just too, it's a whole thing. It has nothing to do with your skin color. It is if I'm walking one way, if I was a comedian, I would have made that a lot funnier. I am not a comedian. But that's what it comes down to. You're walking against traffic. And that's all that is. Now, some people may be racist. Hey, that's them. But I've never slighted anybody for being a different color or believing in a different religion or believing in religion in general or anything like that. I don't hold Muslims responsible for terrorists because I don't believe terrorists they don't believe in religion. I don't believe in general, and I don't believe they're really people. They're things that need to be recycled because that's what terrorists are. Because at 9/11, I don't look at fucking Nick Cannon's fucking turban and go, damn, he's a traitor to the American people. So, ding. No, I don't do that. So, when he does whiteface, just because some asshole in like the 50s or whatever that was doing stand-up comedy in blackface because he thought it was funny and those idiots thought it was funny, and that might have been the time, and that it might have been funny then. Maybe. But to me, because of some other asshole that happened to be white did something stupid, doesn't mean that I'm going to be like, oh, you know what? White people, we did something so bad in the past that it's okay now for other people to do something just as insulting now. And now we're supposed to be more cultured and we're supposed to be moving forward. Or so we say. So the black community says as well that we need to, move forward and get this racist bullshit out of here. And yet that's the stuff that happens. And if you ever watch TMZ, let's say there's a guy in the name Van, black guy, and he always, I think to do it on purpose, just to razzle white people, he always makes things racial all the time. And he said, and I don't believe it was a joke, but I believe it was real, that if his white friend and his black friend are arguing, and his white friend's right, he will side with his black friend, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what he said. And I get that, but there are ignorant people out there that are going to hear that and just go, well, all black people are the problem. If they're all doing that, then what are we trying for? There are those ignorant people that think that. There are those ignorant people that see that white face. And maybe I'm not personally insulted by Nick Cannon putting white face on and thinking it was really funny, but I'm also not a fan of White Chicks the movie. Because if you're going to be like, yes, those white people, not white people, those white people did something stupid, and I don't support that. I'm not going to support you getting your jabs back at white people, because I don't associate myself as the whole-on white, but when you slight white people, you're just kind of putting all your fingers forward. You're not pointing at one, you're just kind of doing it to everybody. And that means you're purposely insulting the people that you're insulting the white people that marched in that march for Trayvon Martin. Those white people that stood with black people. And there are plenty of white people in the world that believe that and live their lives and don't think those negative thoughts. The majority of white people are like that, are just normal people. And when for me, I go, it's America first. It's my state where I live first. It's my football team first. But it's never been about the race first. If something happens to America, I'll be helping the next black, Muslim, and everyone else get out of the way if there's some kind of like war, because we are us. If an alien invasion happened, we are humans. That's how that happens. Some people are just so small and they see so narrow that for them, where I see the pride in America, or I see the pride in our planet, if there is other life out there, and they see the pride in their skin color, their heritage of bigotry, the little town they grew up with that has nothing about it. And that's kind of how it goes, I guess. And you just kind of can't fix that stupid. You gotta take these southern or these other bigoted areas that are just so in the dark, and you gotta modernize these people so they can kind of get a fucking clue in their head. Now, as far as Eminem goes, I don't want to. It's already a 24-minute reaction. I don't want to go any further than this. So if you have stuck around, there are people that go, "You talk too much," but there's a lot of people that like me breaking down what I've seen and giving a real reaction. I don't give you a 4-minute reaction and go on my way when it comes to music. Usually, if you think that Eminem is the greatest hip hop person or not, you think that Run DMC was the best or the innovator, blues started it all. That's the fact. But you can think this rapper or this hip hop artist or Kanye or Jay-Z. You can see when it comes to mainstream, the best is whoever the kids like, whatever the Grammy goes to, whatever the radio people put on. It is you, your label. The people that made your beat for you, usually the people that mixed your beat. Mainstream It's just a huge thing. That's why with Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend, What's His Dumb Ass, and Drake and the Ghostwriter things and all that bullshit came up mainstream. And that is all up to your opinion. Whoever the best is as far as that kind of thing goes. But there's a different world. There's the underground world. There's the freestyle world. My personal opinion, there is no better lyricist than Marshall Mathers. I honestly believe that. No one can body language, as he put it, like him. I think that's a fact. There's no one that does freestyle, I think, is as good as him. Now, you may not like the music. You may not like the With the Real Slim Shady. You know, you may not like that. You may not like the EP, the Marshall Mathers, the 3 a.m., the Encore, whatever it was. You may not like any of those records, and that's fine, because I didn't like all of it either. I liked a good chunk of it and stuff in each one. 3 a.m. was not my personal favorite. That was like if you took the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and gave it like a hip-hop counterpart over here, because that's what 3 a.m. was like to me. Yeah. So when it comes to underground, when it comes to the freestyle stuff off the top of the dome, as Nick would say it, there is no one better, I think, than Eminem. There could be people that are better hip-hop, better rappers, better this, better that than him. Cool. And that's all personal opinion. But I think when it comes down actual raw talent, solo, he has it. There is. I think I'll go back and I'll check out the freestyle that he did with no music, no nothing. It was just him. And we'll listen to what he says. And, you know, I think that'll kind of show everything we need to see. There are people that are right behind him, maybe almost as good in the freestyle world. But I think when you get just close to Eminem, he hits you with a funny punchline, and you're like, shit. He just babies are taking elbows to the penis. And then you're like, well, shit, I was almost there. I had some awesome stuff to say. Then he said that, and it made me laugh, and I lost my train of thought. What? You know, that's what it's not. It's also not being about being the best all the time. It's about just delivering what you like, what's funny, what's topical. And yeah, man, I don't agree with Nick's white face garbage. Wildin' Out girls, that was pretty cool because those girls were fucking hot. And yeah, I don't think M will respond to him in a single verse, or I don't think he'll make a track or anything like that to respond to Nick. I think he'll dump on some people in length, and Nick will be an afterthought. Like a 3-word one-liner maybe, where he's like talking about, because he dated Mariah Carey first, according to him. According to Eminem, he's already been with Mariah, so he's gonna probably make some kind of leftovers joke, possibly about Nick and Mariah, and I don't know, but you know, that'd be really funny if he came out with if we had kids, they would be whatever more than his kids. That would be really dark and really just hitting it home. But I said I've never followed Nick before as far as what he does in this kind of world, if he's done anything. I think that the fact that he attacked Eminem shows that he is a nobody trying to make a bigger name for himself in this space. He is the played up, the buttoned up host white guy, as I think some people may call him, a sellout. I don't think anybody's ever called him an Uncle Tom, because I think that'd be going like really too far. But on America's Got Talent, man, he was a very much just kind of corporate guy. It's what he seemed like, and now it seems like he's trying to branch off from that, and going after Eminem shows that he just wants to make a name for himself. And I think I'm going to end it right there. I didn't really think I was talking that long. I didn't really think I was going on for 30 minutes nearly. But if you did like the reaction, hey man, I appreciate a thumbs up or anything like that. You can always like, subscribe, or share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it though. It does help me out. For anybody that wants to say in the comments you talk too much or this or that, hey man, the whole point of doing a reaction for me is to do it the right way. To not just go, cool, later, and leave. I had a lot to think about. I had a lot to say. There's a lot of references. I wanted to kind of get to it. And yeah, so I'll put, this will say reaction/discussion, I think, at the end of that. That's why it'll be so long. And I hope that people can kind of understand where I'm coming from, which is trying to have more of a dialogue instead of just a basic reaction. I don't want to do Worldstar stuff as just clickbait. Hey, give me the view. Give me the view. Come on, I did a Worldstar. I'm a white guy. Give me the view. Cool, we got it. You hate me. I don't care. No, man, I want to do something. I want to actually listen to what I'm looking at and have fun checking it out. And go from there. So, yeah, once again, my name is Azrael, and I'll see you on whatever video I'm doing next. I'm just going to end it, get out of here. We're hitting the 30 mark, well, now. And, yeah, man, see you on whatever video I'm doing next. Later, guys, and thanks for hanging out. It didn't end. It didn't end.